Hey guys, what's up? Mic check. All right. I think the mic and music are pretty fine. Sounds good. What's up, guys? How's everyone doing today? Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Chilling. Yes, nice to hear. Yeah, I'm chilling too, man. Just see that they're dumping a little bit over here. Just a little stop hunt, right? So yeah, we're gonna talk about the long from earlier. We'll talk about equities. We're gonna look at the equities. We're gonna look at the dollar today. Voice volume too low. What's wrong with the voice, man? Mic check. Can you guys hear? Yes. Music too loud. Here we go with the troll shit. Music too loud. Yeah, I gotta speak into the mic. Yeah. Music too loud, bro. Why music? Because without music, it's gonna be boring, man. Don't you think? All right, so we'll just start in a few minutes. We see that just like right before the stream, I was looking, they just dumped a little bit. So in order for us to understand this dump, I think we're gonna have to look at other markets, because this is not good. It's like my voice. Arthur appearing on the chart. Is his mic turned on? Like what? Am I getting trolled? Alright, so maybe the mic is low. Let me do something. Alright, I'll reset the mic. Okay, so mic check. Alright, so I resetted the mic. Maybe it'll perform better, and I'll also just lower the music just a tad bit. Alright, there we go. I think now it's like good, but the music is low. Let's see. Yeah, so the music is a bit lower. Yeah, so the music is a bit lower. Alright, we're gonna... We're testing in prod, guys. Don't worry. I'm trolling you guys right back, alright? It's like to get an in-between of high and low music, it's so complicated. It's not even like... Alright. Because I want to hear, on the playback, I want to hear the music, alright? Yeah, we are going to be by 30K. It's your fault. Alright. We're good, boys. That's it. we're good to go. Wow, it's hot in my room. I need the AC. I'll be back, guys. All right, I scammed ya. I'm back. Voice is good. I just hear it on my laptop. Voice is good. All right, so let's just so we're gonna do a fresh chart because honestly, I had long Bitcoin, and I'll talk about the play first. So we will review the trade from the morning. Right, so we're gonna review that trade, and then we'll review some weekend price action. I guess, like, where is the weekend price action? Right here. And then we could talk about price action now. So like the daily closes in 15 minutes. All right, so 15 minutes. Look at Lotus. So Lotus is gifting more subscribers. Thank you, Lotus. I appreciate that. Lotus has been making bank off of Step Finance, so he's out here just gifting subscribers, bro. What a Chad. Shout out to Lotus. All right, so let's review the play first. So I'll talk about this long here. So we're gonna talk about this long first, and I'll talk about my execution on this trade, because I think this can help you when you're executing a trade. And like, it's unfortunate that I don't have this trend line on these charts, but I'll try to draw something similar with a slope. All right, so we'll try to get a similar slope, because this trend line here, I think I showed it on last stream. This trend line, it's like very light, but it's purple. This is from very far. I'm talking about like September or something last year. But to get an exact, let's get a clean chart first. Wow, these charts are gonna make me go crazy. Like, what the hell? These charts are so ugly, to be honest. But I just have trouble deleting a chart because I feel like I will catch a bottom on one of these levels. Alright, so alright, we have a chart here, clean. Alright, so Bitcoin's pulling back. I think it's near a VWAP level. I'm looking at my other chart. But let's just say, let me just look at how the slope was. Wicked here. What is that, the hourly? So we wicked something like this. Is it something like that? Let me see. Just a bit lower. Alright, so you can just imagine how the trend line is like this. So it's basically the same kind of slope, right? This trend line here. Wow, that wick was a little deeper. Okay, so yeah, this is the slope of this trend line. So I'm gonna talk about the execution on this long setup real quick, because I feel like that's probably gonna be the most important part of this video as far as helping you as a trader execute. But yeah, so here, let's start with this. All right, so so we was here. If we go to the 15-minute time frame, we were basically in a compression zone over here, and I was already holding a long position in this area from like over like around here, like I was long, and I didn't even take profit because I thought we was gonna break out. Like if you see my tweets earlier, I was bullish over the weekend. So we'll just describe the process. So like you can see this tweet, compression leads to expansion. So I really thought we was gonna break out because it was getting tight compression, and you know, based on this trend line, I thought we was gonna just teleport to 44. But basically what had happened was, right? That's the saying. What had happened was we got this little dump here, and this was more FUD from China, right? I remember Twitter, it was FUD, like China, Hubo, all the Chinese exchanges, OKEX, they were dumping. But me, like I say, like news is just the catalyst, and if I'm trading, I'm gonna always play my trading levels from a technical perspective because I know the win rates and hit rate and whatnot. So anyways, I was long from here, and I basically gave up all these profits, and I got stopped out near my entry when it came back down. And then as we were dumping, I already, like, from this trade over here, and as Bitcoin is reverting at the VWAP, so it's at a VWAP level and it's reverting, so that's a good sign. First good sign right there. All right, so good sign. So yeah, so as price is coming down and approaching the trend line, my thought process is this, right? So let me just make these colors a little bit better so you guys can see. What the hell just happened to my chart, bro? Did I just get scammed from my chart? Like literally my chart just went blank. Are you kidding me? Like, hold on. Yeah, like look at this. Trading view. Finally, there we go. All right, so here's my thought process going down. So when we're getting this dump, I'm pretty much watching price on the lower time frame because I know that my trend line is here, and I was paying a lot of mind to this trend line because this is a more confluent trend line and it 3-tapped. So I like to long on 3 taps. So like 1, 2, 3. The trend line connected from here. So if you move it left, it was like a 3-tap basically. 1, 2, 3, and I like to long on the 3rd touch. I don't usually like to long the 4th touch, so that's something I figured out over time. So the 3rd touch I'm interested to long, right? So as we're coming here, I'm watching the lower time frames and I see some buy pressure come. So initially my thought is like, all right, so we have some volume. So right when we got above, I just market long, like over here, like somewhere around this wick. I just market it in some, and I said, all right, so if we come back down, I'm just gonna add, because now my invalidation is gonna be below the trend line on the hourly close. Plus we have this low. So that's why you see here, I was like added here, see on this wick. And to be honest, it was this wick here. I didn't think we was gonna pump this hard. Nobody did, right? We had FUD. I was just prepared to probably take profit somewhere over here. But yeah, so I added on this wick because trend line was the invalidation, right? But the most important thing about this is that we closed this hourly candle above my trend line, so that gave me like the trigger right there. So like we closed the first one, that's my trigger, market long, and then re-add on the dip. And then as you can see, like how it played out, it was good. I did take profit before I slept, I mean, sorry. But yeah, the stream is going at 5 FPS, really? Quality, 1080p. So yeah, I just went on my laptop and I put the quality at 1080p. I don't know, Cause like I'm streaming from like a 1440p computer, and like Twitch, I don't think they could project 1440p, so I have to stream in 1080p, and it looks weird. But yeah, onto the trade. So back to the trade. So yeah, we longed here, we added here, and then before I slept, I was taking profit. I took some profit at 43.5. So 43.5, I locked in a lot of profits, and then that's about it. In and out, and it paid off. So the losses I gave just paid right back off, and now we're just holding some of the long. Even on this account, like my DGen Delta account, I did long some too, like the entry. So this account is small because I got wrecked on it. It's back at 600 though, after getting liquidated again on like, I think like 2K. But yeah, the entry here is 41,250, and I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not even gonna touch it because I don't even care. But yeah, like took profit here on my main account, and now I have some of the position open because like my entry's here, and I mean this here is not so good if you're a bull. But yeah, I think the green and black chart looks fine with this style. So yeah, so that was the trade from this morning, and what I want you to understand mostly is just the execution on this trade, because the same way you can play this trend line, you can you can play a trend line support or a horizontal line. It's the same idea. It's just about the level. You wait for confirmation, then you get into the trade. So execution was basically, as we're approaching the trend line, I'm waiting for the first close above it, mark it in right away. I don't even care the news, anything. Mark it in because, bro, my invalidation is right below this trend line. So like, if you look at it from a risk to reward position, I was literally in my Discord saying long. I'm about to die long, right? Because let's say you invalidate here, you're long in the trend line. Look at that. Like you have 5R, 6R. You know, like it's all about risk to reward at the end of the day. So that's why I long closest to invalidation. My level to invalidate is below. So that was that trade. And you know, ignore the news, trade the chart. That was the model right there. So I put this tweet out. Today was a great example of why you should trade the chart and forget about the news. Price approaches my trend line with high win rate. I will long 10 out of 10 times. It's true, because at the end of the day, news can FUD you out of a good trade if you're worried about news, if that makes sense, right? So play your chart, have your invalidation, and like just be happy that if you're going for more than a 2R trade, you'll make it. My target was higher than the FTA. So here's the thing, right? I think I saw that question. FTA, first trouble area. So if I'm long in here, these are going to be first trouble areas right here, right? So you're going to think about trouble area here, right? This level, and then you're going to think about this level. But at the same time, when you're in the position and you're watching the order books and the order flow, you can see, like, if you was watching, you can see the volume coming in that these levels weren't going to hold, because we have liquidity above here that 100% will get ran based on the momentum. All right, so we had a lot of momentum after we got this leg. You can see the buy volume on a chart if you look at AgriTrade. So when you see that momentum, you just higher up your targets. You know, you could partial here, but I wasn't even interested to partial here because I knew with the momentum that we had coming up, they were going to run this whole range and stops. So I was taking profit above this area because people that shorter will probably get stopped out above here. So yeah, that's that. And we will so now moving on, since we just discussed that trade. um yeah, like, people think I'm right on all my trades. I'm not, because clearly on this trade, right, being long here, like, I was long from like 41.7. I held through all of this shit, and then I eventually got stopped out for no profit because I was expecting 44k. So I gave back profit. Even Solana, long the 120 here, didn't TP here, and didn't close here. So yeah, we're investors. But yeah, so that was that trade. And now moving on, I think we'll do a fresh chart just to specifically draw like lower time frame setups maybe. But just from judging how price just reacted here, this is not bullish, because this consolidation range should not have been broken this easy. But I guess we'll see. We'll have to wait to see. If anything, I would like wait for either you short here with an invalidation here, or just wait for a deeper pullback. Like, you have an order block here, which would be the first area, and I'm pretty sure that they're gonna run it down to this level, right? And then you have this level that broke the structure. Like, these are just how I like to look at these levels. But immediate on the time frame right here, we just ran this high, and I think somebody was shorting here in my Discord. And it's a good risk to reward, because like, once you run the high, you wait for a close below, and then you have invalidation. But I wasn't really on it. So yeah, like, just be patient today. I think we milked the market enough. Like, that long yesterday, like, paid me off, so I don't have to be aggressive. I could just wait. And yeah, let's get some music. I'll talk to the chat real quick, and then we can talk about the daily close coming up, because I think, like I always say, it's gonna be an important week. It's like every week is gonna be an important week, literally. Thank you, Thera Mills, for subscribing. Appreciate it. Making money on shorts is more fun. Berksy, bro, why you trolling? Up only, sir. We don't short. We don't short, okay? First of all, who is Russ? Is that like John? Russ XBT? John, okay. I'm about to say, like, we got a new mod in here. I don't even know this guy, bro. You trolling in my Discord, bro? I mean, change to Twitter user. All right, cool. That's cool. This guy's name is Russ, bro. How you a mod and your name is Russ, bro? Come on, bro. Get out of here with that shit. October. So people think October will be bullish. So yeah, I'll talk about that too, first of all. So like just because October is always a bullish month doesn't mean we have to be bullish. Like, that's probably the biggest scam ever, to think that we will be bullish, because they can literally dump the whole market. So don't go into October thinking that we have to be bullish. All right? Just like similar to 2018, right? I remember 2018. So 2017 is when we pretty much peaked. Crypto went crazy. Bitcoin went to 20K or whatever. And then we entered the bear market. So 2018, I remember a lot of people, they were like, buy now, because in December, we're going to go on another bull run, right? December, we're going to go on a bull run. Bro, we was in another bear market. So like, don't listen to that whole October, because market can literally dump to zero in October. You just have to be ready. That's why I say just focus on the chart and just trade what the chart tells you. Because a lot of the times, even when I was learning trading, they all say, like, sometimes or most of the time, the news is going to be like after it already got reflected on the chart. So like, if you remember the China news, right? It happened near a resistance level. China news, what is that? Like, I think it was like 45K or something. Like, you see, like, we're at resistance. Like, if we mark this level over here, wow, this chart is crazy. Hold on. So if we go on a 4-hour time frame and we had this dump here, this was the first China FUD over here at 45. Like, look at the chart. You had this up candle. We wicked off of it. We couldn't break above it. And you have a nice area of resistance. So yeah, we dumped on that. So I think always the news reflects after the chart. But if you traded March 20th, then you would understand. Like, I remember trading, hold on, reading the question. Do you still day trade in other markets? No, I just trade crypto, to be honest. But I do watch other markets. Like, I'm going to talk about SPY and the dollar today, because they kind of always play a role. Somebody said track list. I got you, bro. Hold on. Track list is right here. There's a track list for you. All right. Track list right there. But yeah, lower time frame. I'm not interested to play any position in this level over here. So you can see this whole zone right here. I'm not interested to take a position here, and I'm not interested to take a position here unless I'm scalping intraday. And here's why. Because price had already spent a lot of time in this area, right? We spent, what is this, like 1 day, right? So we don't want a long here. Maybe if we get a scalp here, possibly. And then again, we have this area, right? If I could draw a trend line, hold on. Like, these are type of setups I would take. So like, even if you drew this trend line here, because you see price is respecting the trend line, and then you had the wick off the trend here, right? So first, if you play aggressively, which is not something I would do right now, like, you would want to get the price above here, and then you're not gonna long here, right? So the trigger for something on lower time frame would be to close above here first, so you get that bullish confirmation, and then you'd look to long here, right? The trend line, if you do want to play the trend line. So that's just the play that I would take if I was being aggressive. But other than that, there's no real reason to long, because we just consolidated all day and we just dumped right through the consolidation. That's bearish. So if anything, you'd want to fade it. And the first area that has a level is going to be 42.5, and then we have 42.3. But now when we're talking about these levels here, it will be more interesting, right? Because one, you have this candle that sent the price down on the FUD last night of China banning again. So this was the low we sent down, and then we broke the structure to the upside. So on the retest, you could play it for a quick bounce, good risk to reward here, right? And then you have the invalidation below here. So sometimes if price is coming down fast, I would look to long here blindly, so already be longing, and then if price is coming here, I'm gonna add to long, and then worst case scenario, we got the trend line for the last backup to add, and then if we nuked right through it, then you just hold that loss, you know. But position sizing is gonna be key if you do something like that. But that's probably something I will play intraday for an intraday position, something like that. But to be honest, my thought process on this dump, if I didn't have this trend line from my other chart, I don't know if I would have caught this long, to be honest, because what I was thinking is like, why are we dumping back to 40K? Like, we should not be dumping back to 40K. That's what I was thinking. But then when I go look at the higher time frame, like, I'm used to seeing market bottom like right like this, right? So like you have the first dump like that. So like if we draw it like on a diagram, right? It's gonna be one low, and then we're gonna get the bounce, right? Consolidation, whatever, and then we take that low, right? And then we bounce up, and then when we come back down, we should not take this low, right? So you see how it does that, and then this right here is usually a bottom out pattern from like watching price. So when I saw that we consolidated and came back down again, I was very confused because like we already formed that little bottom pattern, but then again we had FUD, so I wasn't really interested to long, but I saw I had the trend line, so I played a technical long. All right, so I took that technical trade and it paid off. So people that say technical analysis doesn't work, they're just fundamental traders and investors, and they just don't have what it takes to trade technical analysis, because 100% it works, no doubt in my mind. Like there's no doubt in my mind by now. Like, how is a trend line from September holding, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this trend line is from September, all right? But anyways, back to lower time frames on Bitcoin. We want to see price get over this, all right? So like we have to get above 43.8, and we have to do that quick, because I mean we should not have dumped like this, all right? That's just my opinion. But I'm still holding a long on my main account. I'm still in spot. I'm holding partial of my position. I took most of my profits, like I said, at 43.5, and then I took some more profits like 43.3 during the day. And on the new DGen account that just recently got wrecked, we're holding from 41.250, and I'm just testing something out. I'm not gonna take profit on this. I'm gonna just add. So where would I add? I'll be aggressive, and if we come here, I'm just gonna go to like 25 leverage or some shit, and go for like a bigger play, or 50 leverage, whatever. So yeah, that's the plan on that. As for my main account, I would just be patient. I'm holding spot, so I'm just gonna be patient and just gonna see how price is gonna play out, if I can get a technical setup. Because on my main account, I only really go for like high win rate plays, you know, like very high win rate, and it's like a technical setup. Are we doing SFP of the weekly? Good question. I haven't really looked at the weekly, but if we look at the weekly level, and we have like weekly time frame, you can see that we broke structure, we broke the resistance, we kind of wicked into it. So from a big picture, yeah, we did something like that, but at the same time, you can see that this weekly breaker here, we formed kind of a block on it, right, at 48K. So we do have to get above 48K ASAP. This candle over here is 46.7. So that's going to be the area, 46, 47K, that Bitcoin has to start closing above going into October, you know, going into October. How you play trend lines, I mean, in theory, we should wait for the third touch of the trend line. Do you? Nobody said wait for the third. Sometimes I just long a trend line off of the first touch. So it's all on you, bro. You have to build that data through your, you know, through your trading. That's the only way you build it. That third touch, fourth touch, whatever, it's just all bullshit. Me personally, I just found that when price is touching the trend line for the fourth time, that it's usually a lower win rate than when it touches for the first, second, or third. So that's why, that's just one of my rules. When I see it touch the 4th time, I don't really take the trade. Like you can see, if you was trading this lower time frame, like you can already draw this trend here, right? And once we break below it, you can just wait for the retest. You got the retest here, right? So that's one touch already. So you should have had shorted already. Like if you take this scalp, that's a 0.7% move on leverage right there. That's like decent profit depending the leverage you use. So if price is coming back again, like I wouldn't short that because we already had the first touch, you know. That's just trend lines. But yeah, we have 13 minutes until the close. Let me just am I expecting more downside? Well, in my opinion, we should not be going below 42.2, right? Because we already consolidated here. So if we go below 42.2, then I mean, we can get more downside. Am I expecting it? I don't know yet, to be honest, because it's still a new week. So a lot of things happen. 23 minutes, yeah. So 22 minutes, sorry. 22 minutes until the daily closes. Will be interesting to see how daily's gonna close. But let's take a look at legacy market and the dollar index, just to get an idea of what's going on in the world. So first, I like to check SPY. All right, so this SPY chart here, we had this long trend line. All right, we had this key level. We already broke it. We had these trend lines. We broke above it. So SPY right now, to me, it's in an uptrend. It's in a bullish uptrend. So overall, to me, when I see SPY in a bullish uptrend, that's actually good for Bitcoin, because it just means that people are risk on, right? They're risking money. They don't care. They want a long, right? They're not taking money out the market. They're putting it back in. So ideally, what we want SPY to do this week would be to close above the whole downtrend, and that is, what is that, like only 0.5%, which is not bad, right? So 0.5% up, because the meme trend line, we already broke above it. We formed that little formation, right? If you look at this formation here, we formed it, we broke above, dipped, and now we're above it. So we're clearly in an uptrend on the SPY. And in order for SPY to be bearish again, we would have to start seeing it break below this trend line. And I think if it does come to this trend line, you take that long if you're trading legacies, because your invalidation is below it. Anything can happen, but you take that chance, right? So if the SPY is bullish and we have a green week on the SPY, then I would expect Bitcoin as well to have a green week. So it's just, you know, subjective data, right? And then we'll look at the DXY now, and let's see if I have anything on here. All right, so I kind of charted a bit. So we're just gonna look at this just to see the overall risk that bigger players are taking, and then we can look at Bitcoin as the daily closes, because I think I'll be streaming until after the daily. So usually the way this 4-hour candle is set up, this is a bearish candle, and not just because it's a doji, right? But how I like to look at this doji is that we just took out these highs on the on the doji, right? So yeah, we took out these stops and now it's forming like that. So if validation is above here, but the fact that it took out these stops, we can expect it to start going down, right? But let me be right back. Give me like 2 minutes. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. So yeah, all right, about this candlestick here, I'm gonna talk about it because this is like a secret little pattern that I can show you guys. So the people on stream are about to get some alpha because we're gonna try to find this pattern on the chart. Don't share this with people, all right? So there's like 300 people in here. I'm about to give you one of these patterns that usually play out. All right, so this wick here, right? I like to call it scam, whatever. I don't have a name for it, but I see it sometimes it happens. Let's see if we can find it on Bitcoin. So usually I like to look at it on a 3-minute time frame. We got 15 minutes until the daily closes. So let's see if we can find one. It usually happens during a downtrend, by the way. So they're easier to spot during a downtrend. Let's go to the 5-minute. Let's see. All right, so nothing here. Nope. All right, so there was a time they were always happening, but it's just a candlestick pattern that really is sometimes good and can make you money. So this is something similar to it, like this wick here. It's kind of similar, but it's not as clean. Like I like to see it when it's downtrending. Hold on. If I can't find one, then we'll look for one later. But see, they rarely happen, but these patterns are like, I'm telling you, the win rate is like 90% plus. All right. But it's very rare that they happen. But when they do, you just mark it short and get free money. But yeah, like we have to go back. So I'll do that after the daily. Maybe I'll show it towards the end of the stream. We'll try to find it. All right, but for now, looking at Bitcoin, where's my other chart? So I had this chart here. From an hourly perspective, you see this 44.8 level, 45. We have to break this week. So this week, I want to see price hold above here. Like I really don't want to see price back at 40Ks. So like I don't want to see price back here because I don't think I would long another retest of 40Ks. It would have to be below it, you know? But going up, I have this trend line here that I am going to be watching because if I remember this trend line, it's a decent trend line from like right here. So Like we could remove this, remove these trend lines. I'm telling you guys, you have to start using trend lines because they are goated. You just have to, all it is when you trade in trend lines, you just have to execute just like anything else. Like trend line, resistance, broke, retest, broke, you know, didn't really get that clean retest, right? Because this was when the FUD happened. But you know, sometimes when it doesn't get a clean retest, I like to take the same slope and just move it down like that, you know? So I like to cheat a little bit on the trend line. So I just moved it down and now I have 2 trend lines. But overall, if we're looking at higher time frame, right? And we're gonna go to TPO now. We're gonna look at some TPO so we can get an idea of the distribution, how it looks on TPO. All right. We're gonna get this close up so we see. So no real, like, hold on, let's higher the tick. 180, 100, even 80. I think 80 tick is fine. So if you look at the body here, we have no real reason to start going back down to 42K unless we are gonna be ranging and whatnot, you know? Like if we're ranging, then it's understandable. But if we are bullish, we don't really have a reason to come down below. And you could see the POC from yesterday was 42.6, 42.7. On this dip, we went to 42.75. So it got front ran, but you get the idea that the bulls stepped up where they should have stepped up. So ideally, you would want the POC of yesterday's consolidation to hold. And just by looking at this TPO, we have strong lows, right? Price didn't spend too much time here. You know, we already tested that single print. We tested this anomaly, right? I mean, these lows here, this can be the low until like the end of the year. Who knows? Nobody knows yet. This 39.5 level. We don't know yet. But ideally, we have strong TPO. So we don't have no reason to test any of these levels because it looks like, you know, it looks good to me. Like if we are going to bullishly continue, we should literally start pumping like right away, you know? So we shouldn't go down. All right? That's just my opinion looking at TPO. And the reason I have this zone is because I remember drawing it at this block here. You see how we broke above the block initially and we started holding above the block. We got that pump. We broke down below the block, right? Just pay attention to this, guys. We broke near the block and then it was acting as resistance. This same block, you can see resistance, right? So now we're in that block. So it's 42.4 to 42.5. So that's going to be the key level to hold, 42.3. We can even draw this right here. So if we're bullish, anything here, anything that comes here, it has to get bought quickly and it has to bounce fast. Like we can't really spend too much time here, you know? And I don't know if these lows will hold if we go down again, you know? So I will be interested to long below 40K if we do go down, if that makes sense, right? So lower time frame, you just be patient. If you're not already in a long, like in my opinion, you just be patient. Like we drew that trend line. If you're not in a long, then you was probably sleeping because you should have longed that dump yesterday, in my opinion, because there was a lot of good buy pressure, right? So if I'm taking a long on lower time frame, from here. If I'm not long already, I personally like to buy dips, so I'm just gonna wait over here at 43.3, because here's the thing. Looking at TPO and looking at that past chart we just looked at with the order block, right? We should not close below that 42.3K level. So that's where I would look to play long, right near that level. Right? Hold on. It's like a mess right now, but yeah. So like 1 hour. So I'm looking to long right near that level, and I would want price to immediately get a lot of buy pressure and bounce. But lower time frame, if you're looking for confirmation, I don't know. I don't usually long these setups, to be honest. I just wait for a dip. But if you're aggressive, you can just literally wait until price closes above here. But personally, I wouldn't do that. Just be patient. And I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, so I do think that, you know, after looking at the SPY and after looking at the dollar index, I think we should be heading to 45Ks this week. And yeah, you just have levels on the downside that you could look to long with in validation. Seeing so many fractals of COVID dump. Literally a once in a chance lifetime black swan, but they throwing it around like it's normal PA vibes. Sucks, that's bad. I think that COVID dump, it was due to happen, because even before COVID, like even now, like I think we're going to get a violent dump at some point, you know, because you can't just keep printing money and then nothing's gonna happen. I mean, if they do that, then shit, bro, like it's over. But like, I'm long on Solana, and this is a perfect example, if you missed the dip, how you can get in it. So you see I had this trend line drawn yesterday. I drew it in Discord. So once you get that breakout, you just literally long that first retest right here. Like, it just wicked once and it held above. So yeah, we have this trend line alive. So do you think that, I mean, if price does something like this, this is a long right here based off trend line. That's a long. I'd take that long. You know, it's just science, bro. It's just, you know, trend line, science, symmetry, slopey. We take those. But look how clean Solana looks on the hourly. Order blocky. We got the order blocky here. We got the downtrend. And we have the reversal candle in that little order block, which shows that we have buyers stepping in. We got buyers stepping in on Solana, which is good, but it still needs to close above 138. So yeah, I'll look at more stuff. Let's just see how Bitcoin is gonna play out. I wonder what's gonna happen on this daily. I don't know, maybe nothing happens because the week is still early, and I don't know, does Asia know which direction the markets is gonna go? Like, we just started. So if anything, I'll probably long a dip. Like, if we dip to 42s, mid 42s, I'll probably long it aggressively. Oh yeah, something else. I wanted to post it on Twitter, but I didn't. But we can go. I want to go into detail and because this was funny yesterday. Watching it on TPO as well. The price action near the lows is funny. I'll talk about that. So 4 minutes. We'll see how the first 5 minutes or so play out. And then we'll talk about chat. Oh yeah, so before the daily opens, so if you guys don't know, I'm working with a company, Atlas Finance. So I am looking to hire artists. So if you can draw, if you could do illustrations, DM me on Twitter or message me on Discord. So we're looking to hire illustrators, by the way. So designers, illustrators. If you do any type of work like that, you can DM me and possibly get a position with Atlas, you know? So Atlas Finance, if you guys don't know, it's going to be a DEX. So we're gonna have NFTs, aggregators, and whatnot. So it's a DeFi project on Solana. So yeah, we looking to hire some illustrators and designers. So if you do any of that work, just hit me up in the DM. You get a job. Airdrop. So yeah, we are gonna be airdropping. So the details on the airdrop will be coming out pretty soon. I don't know if I could tell you guys the date because we haven't even really confirmed it yet, but I would say a lot of the products, we're gonna launch that by December. So if you don't know, just follow and join that Discord. What is the website called where you can see liquidation levels? Interesting. So yeah, I'll go on that too. High block. I haven't really used this, to be honest. I have it, but I haven't really looked at it. It's certain market conditions where, you know, this type of liquidity hunting pays off, but I just feel like, you know, like you can see here, look, we liquidated people, went up. So these are just estimated liquidation levels. 41 to 42s is the next ones. And then you have people that just aped in short above 44K. So there's a lot of liquidity on the downside. Like all of these levels here, liquidations. So if you're longing based on liquidations, 42Ks, it's going to be interesting, just like how we saw it on the chart. So 1 minute until the daily closes. And I think we laid some levels out on a different chart. Where's that chart at? Interesting. We have this trend line here too. So this is more like a channel, and like we're like right here. We didn't get that clean first touch, so we can move it here like that. So let's see if they dump it on the daily. Let's see what goes on. Right now I'm just like chilling in longs, and we already talked about what levels we have to see hold. And yeah, we'll look at the daily. This is the daily chart on Solana. Solana gotta start getting above 150, bro. Like 150 on Solana on the daily, like it's gonna be so clean if we get that 150 level. 168. Let's see how it looks with these trend tools. You guys like indicators? We got some indicators here. This is the crayons momentum. What is that, Fisher? I don't use them in my trading, but I'm pretty sure this means bearish. This yellow shit right here. So if you're an indicator trader, that's your sign to get short right there. That's your signal. So daily has just officially opened. 2 minutes into the daily, we're down 0.1%. China, the dollar. Oh yeah, you guys didn't see this. Look at this wick on the dollar, bro. Like, look at this shit. Like 15-second time frame. Look at this wick on the DXY. But the SEC, they want to regulate crypto. Look at these wicks, bro. Look at this wick right here. Mind you, both of these wicks happen in this, well, within 2 days, right? But this wick here, bro, like, I'm talking about people are trading with leverage. You are done, bro. Like, one tick to the downside, you be down $1,000. And imagine you get slipped on something like this. Like, bro, they want to regulate crypto, bro. Like, they don't want to regulate Jerome Powell, but they want to regulate crypto. Like, bro, this is worse than a flat, well, this is worse than a dump on crypto, because at least you have time to react. This, you don't have no time, you just wrecked. Like, imagine you get slipped on this. Over, bro. Like, imagine you saw this candle and you took a market short and you're like, bro, I'm not gonna put a stop. Or like, maybe you put your stop like above here. Bro, you got stopped within seconds, bro. Like, you're like, I'm not gonna put my stop here because they're gonna run this stop. Let me just put my stop above here, right? And you're already, you just lost 30K. GG. Biggest scam, bro. And when I saw this, I'm like, yo, the dollar's about to dump. But they did this again, bro. Like 5 second. As soon as it opened, they pumped it and dumped it right back. So like, they already took all these stops and price came back down. 5 seconds within the open. Think about that. Like, what kind of scam is that? They already took out all the stops, bro. Job is done. Go to sleep now. That's just funny, man. It's just funny to me. So yeah, let's go back to Bitcoin. So, first 5 minutes, we formed this wick here. Fake dump. And, I mean, 43.3. Like, if I'm trading, I'm not doing anything until price touches this level. Yeah, we're in an uptrend, but I'm not doing nothing until I see price touch this level. Because then we at least have something to go with. Plus, this is a consolidation range. So yeah, I think we drew these levels. So like, over here you have 42.3. That's going to be the area that you want to see hold today, 42.3. Or I want to see at least. And then worst case scenario, this zone here, if we come here, then I may look for some, you know, little risky, or not risky, aggressive plays. But overall, as I expected, not too much action on the daily because it's still Monday and I think it's still a little too early to figure out what's going to happen in the week. So people will just or Asia right now, they're probably just waiting, because like you can't really, I mean, the SPY is bullish, or at least it looks bullish, but anything can happen, right? It has to cleanly break above this level and then get above here. So technically it's bullish, but it's at resistance. The dollar, on the other hand, just pretty much scammed this stop right away. I mean, it's still in an uptrend, so it's hard to call where the market is going. And then if we're just gonna be honest on Bitcoin, we should get above this area if we want to be bullish, 44K. So no plays right now, just being patient and just wait for some volume to come in. I have this trend line here, 1, 2, 3, barely touch, so we'll just cheat with this trend line and move it down a little bit. So that's going to be a resistance level, which would be around 45K. So I mean, we have to break 45K. That's it. That's going to be the key for this week, breaking 45K. We don't want to see price go down to 40Ks again. Sure, good. I'll check that. So trading light. We'll check some CBDs and whatnot. All right, so let's talk about when I said earlier that, and look, they already have stacked their bids already. Sub, what is that? Sub 40K, they're ready to buy the dip. You can see Coinbase is ready to buy the dip. And then they pretty much been buying, not aggressively, but not aggressively selling either. So Coinbase is buying the dip. And these lines over here that look like moving averages, they're just anchored VWAPs. So they're VWAPs over a period of time. So if we click here, we can see that daily is white, weekly, so that's the weekly VWAP level as well. And then, yeah, so weekly VWAP and the daily, and the 12-hour I'm guessing is red. So 12-hour was here, and the white is the weekly. So if you like using VWAPs as well, you have the VWAP at 42.5 as well. So that's the level we want to see hold, right? That VWAP. And if you look at CBD, you can see from yesterday's dump, they have been buying, not aggressively, but they're buying nonetheless. So on daily open, you see Bybit is opening up shorts. Somebody just market shorted. Maybe they have just like a play they take, like, you know, right as soon as the daily opens, market short. This person here market shorted, and he's already in profit. I mean, he could take profit. See, he sold 4.5, so about, give or take, 8 to 7 million in shorts on the daily open. But yeah, when market is boring like this, or like there's not much volume, it's best to just like do something else so you won't force a trade. Like, you see this price action here? You don't want to be trying to long in these little tight consolidation ranges. Like same right here. You don't want to be trying to long here. You want to wait in areas that you know that there's going to be liquidity and volume coming in, so you could, you know, get away from that point of control. So you want to get away from that point of control. So if I'm buying the dip, I'm gonna wait till 42.6, 42.3. That's the levels I will wait for. And if I'm scalping this, I'm using high leverage because nothing is really happening. But overall, we should be going up. Any open positions? Yes, I am holding along on Solana, on spot. So I bought this first dump over here. Around 120, and we bounced over 25%, and I did not TP on spot because I was trying to be an investor. And on the dip down here, I did not take the loss or nothing. I still held because overall I'm still bullish on the market. So I want to keep buying Solana because if I am bullish, then Solana should be going up, right? And then I'm holding spot Bitcoin, and I'm holding small positions on my main from 41.1, I think. Where's my level that I long? That's my entry. I'm holding about, I would say, a little over 30 or 35% of the position. So I already locked in profit. We take those profits, and now we are just waiting to see what happens because I'm expecting 45Ks at least to get tested this week. We should be testing 45K this week. And like we said, we should not be closing below this level, 41.8. We want to hold 41.8. And then of course, like, you have this untested block over here with the breaker candle. So that aligns with 45K. So ideally, we're going to need some strong momentum to come above here. So once we break 45K, there's really like not much between getting us to like 46K besides this area. So once we get above here, and then I have a trend line near 46.2, so we might play those trend lines. But yeah, like, I'm expecting 45 to 46K this week if we're bullish. And if we do go down, because I like to give the bear scenario, then I'm gonna just be prepared to buy the dip. So like, we got the bright chart again, and around 38K. So I would not probably long 40K again unless like we get some reversals, because look, 1, 2, 3, 4. So on the 5th time we dump near 40K, do you really think it's gonna hold? I don't think so. Thank you, Jay Frazen, for subscribing. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. So yeah, 38K if we get more blood. Let's just hope not. But if we do, we just be prepared. 38, 35Ks. Either way, we gonna get this money. That's how you have to think. Whether we dump or we pump, it doesn't matter because we are traders. We're gonna get money regardless. All right, up or down, We play everything. Our whole point of trading Bitcoin is to stack that Bitcoin, you know? We want to stack as much Bitcoin as possible. So from a lower time frame trend perspective, lower time frame trend, we must break above 43.3 soon, whether it's in the UK session or Asia, however Asia decides to distribute today, because just know that Asia will capture the move. Whether it goes up or down, Asia is going to be on the bottom, right? Over here, bottom, top, bottom. They dumped Asia session, right? Same day they took the lows, got the bottom. Top, Asia. All right, just pay attention to Asia. Like, if you can read the order books and see what Asia is doing, see how they plan to play, then you will make it in this crypto market. Just follow Asia. They will lead the way. All right, so let's just see, give it time. Let's see how Asia is going to play it out. And if we're looking here, 42Ks must hold. All right, must hold. If we do dump to 42K, then it'd be aggressive longs I would take. Fit in Asia music. Yes, Asia music. So yeah, I'm gonna say this again. I didn't even shout my stream out, my sponsor. So these streams are thanks to Delta. So in order for me to continue streaming as frequent as I do, because sometimes I stream like 2 to 3 times a week, maybe 4, you guys would need to support, you know, my Delta, because I mean, to be honest, like, not much people have been using my ref link and trading, so like I need that support from you guys if you do like these streams. I mean, to be honest, I don't really make much from the ref links on Delta because they give you guys a 20% discount. It's more so like they're paying me X amount per month to stream. That's what is really providing these streams and with alpha. So like, to support, you would just, like, you know, sign up, use my ref link. They have many bonuses that you can take advantage of. Like, I mentioned this bonus, and if there's a whale in the chat, bro, like, you could DM me and we could work something out with the CEO. Like, I even talked to the CEO of Delta. That's how cool Delta is. So like, if you trade a lot of size, you can get benefits from trading on Delta, you know? Like, if you put 100K, they're gonna give you 30K on top of your 100K. And like, that's 30K you can lose without losing your own money. So, you know, it's just little stuff that you can take advantage. So in order for these streams to be coming at a constant rate, quality, then I would say try Delta, man. They got, and another thing they have is options. So not many of other exchanges have options. So you could literally play options with $100, $200, you know? So yeah, just check out Delta. See if you like it. A lot of regulations. Delta is new, so we probably won't be seeing any regulations on Delta for some time. And they're gonna do instant withdrawals. They're gonna have instant withdrawals on Delta, you know. So use my ref link, support the stream, and we'll get more quality streams in the future. But yeah, if I'm being honest, looking at this chart here, we broke this consolidation when we should have continued up. So just wait patiently for some blood, either long a stop run into these levels or start longing at like 42.3. That's what I would do personally. You can do whatever you want, but I'm just gonna be patient, wait for something like this, but I'm not gonna aggressively long this. I'm gonna wait for confirmation. And if you've been coming to my streams, bro, you know how I play confirmations. You know what to look for if you're longing a knife on confirmation. Execution is everything. But this level here, I would be more aggressive. Because if I'm longing this level aggressively, then I have also this level here to add. And anything below that, we can just cut the loss in and out. Because if you're longing here, you're targeting. If I'm longing down here, invalidation, pretty clean. And I'm targeting up here even higher. So that's like 12R off the back. So I'm happy to lose aggressively here. Over here, not so much. But if we look at the in-between distributions, we have the anomaly here. Anomaly here. We already filled this anomaly, right? So like I said, if we're going to come back down to these levels, then 41.6, 41.7, that's the lowest we should go. Below that, we're dead. All right? Those are the anomalies. Each session had a good high. The pre-close had a good high. Strong high, strong low. All right. So yeah, nothing really popping out from the daily session TPOs. But let's go back to the TPO and see if we get some more confluence. So value area low over here around 42Ks, and that's the level on chart with the anomaly. And we have the single print, you know, already got filled. So yeah, this over here is EXO charts, and this is more so like if you want to learn TPO and whatnot, right? You learn this stuff and you can add it as confluence to your trading. So just by looking, like I explained this in other ways in other streams. If you want to understand like a quick 1, 2, 3 on this, just go back to my other stream. It's like a bell curve, but I never really learned this until I would say, I think around June or July, I started studying heavy in this. So like I really studied this for like a good 2 weeks, and then I started to apply it as confluence to my trading. So I still have a lot to learn with TPO, but it just took me like 1 or 2 weeks of commitment of studying to understand the lingo, if you know what I'm saying. Anomaly, single print, initial balance, point of control, value area, all of that stuff. It's just like when you start learning trading, support resistance. But like you can see here, single print anomaly around 46Ks. So when price is gonna approach this level, you can expect volume to come in, because over here you're gonna expect buyers and sellers to be interested on the higher time frame, especially if they trade TPO, because you had the consolidation, fair distribution with the sell-off, right? And no retest of this single print in the body. So 46 to 46.8, those are levels that you want to watch for, like distribution patterns, accumulation, fake outs, stuff like that, because that's where commercial money is going to look to finesse you over here. They'll build their position right here because a lot of liquidity here. All right, so that's the finesse level, 46 to 46.8. Just keep that in your head, and if it matches up with your chart, then you even know. But I think we should break 45K this week. I don't know when, hopefully quick. But yeah, the plan is to continue buying dips, manage risk, and get the money. Solana, I'm long from 120. I don't even plan to take profit. If it comes back down, I'll add more. It's fine, because we got the long-term plan. So if we get a dump, I'm gonna be adding from 100, and then worst case scenario goes to 80. I'm just gonna load some more money, get a good average, and just hope that we don't enter the bear market, because then I'll be a holder like 2017, bro. So yeah, I think I will wrap the stream up. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And like I said, if you are in the stream and you're an illustrator artist, just hit me up in DM, and could probably work together. This is the vibe song right here. I gotta hire the music right now. This is like the peaceful song right here. Yes, sir. Thank you for joining the stream. Appreciate it. Appreciate ya. So yeah, like, let's just wait for people to leave so I could give you some funny good alpha on the footprints chart. For the people that stick around to the end, that chill to the end, we always got the secret alpha at the end. Remember how I gave you that 20 EMA alpha on lower time frames? I'm about to give you some funny footprint alpha that you could have got the bottom long yesterday if you just like study footprints and whatnot. Add it to Confluence, because I saw it too. I saw it on the footprints chart yesterday, and I added to my long, bro. I didn't even mention it to nowhere, but that was all the Confluence I needed. All right. So let me see. We're gonna do. We like this song right here. We like this. All right. So footprint chart. Let's just let's show you guys some funny stuff that happened on the footprints. All right, so we're gonna go to net long and net short positions, and we're gonna go back to yesterday's dump and just see how funny it is, bro. So watching the news come out, the Twitter. Initially, you have. All right, so let me just let me capture it so I can show it in like with the marker. All right, because this was funny yesterday. Hold on. This is a little bonus. All right. So we had the FUD. Wow, it looks stupid here. Hold on, sorry guys. All right, it's better here. So you see this here? So this is the net longs, right? So when it goes up, longs are opening. When it goes down, longs are closing. All right. So you can see here, right? We had the FUD, the news. So a long panic closed, and he closed about, I would say, what is that? 23 million, 83. So over 100 million, 80 to 100 million panic closed long, right? At market on that news. So the news came out around here. So they panic closed here. And what you saw was people shorting the news. So somebody shorted, what is that? Negative 16. Give or take like 30 to 40 million at market. They're shorting the news. See, they shorted the retest, the candle. They shorting the retest. And if you're just playing off like you're gonna enter a trade based on like you know, people panic closing, because I do take setups like that. So when longs are closing and you want a long, that's the best time to long, when longs are closing, right? They're getting out of the market, they're getting stopped out. You want to long that, right? And when shorts are closing out their shorts, you want to start shorting, right? if that makes sense. So we had the longs close on the candle, and on the retest of that news candle, you see the shorts piled up. So if you're watching the order books and you see the flow and you have confluence on a chart, all of this adds to your position, because you can then see that the short started panic closing, and then we got follow up with longs, and just like that we had that nice little squeeze, right? So all of that adds on to, like, if you learn footprints and whatnot, you could add that to your trading to give you, I don't know if I would say an edge, but more percentage of winning the trade. So while I longed the first dip here, I waited for it to close above my trend line, right? If you was in the stream from the beginning, you know what I'm talking about, right? It closed the trend line. I saw the long closing because I looked at the footprint chart. I saw the long closing. I'm like, all right. And once I saw the short start opening up, right? The short was opening up, and then I was adding on the first dip that touched my trend line. So like, I see the long closing. I'm like, okay, good time to get in. We got a noob closing, right? And then people shorting my bullish trend line, another good time to get in. So 2 reasons based on footprints. So I didn't really talk about this on Twitter because this is alpha right here. This is for the people that want to make it. This is type of stuff that professionals use. They use footprints and whatnot to give them confluence on their positions. And I mean, it's not needed, but it's very good if you find patterns like this. Like, there's a CVD pattern that I never talked about. Maybe I'll talk about that one day, but you know, we're just gonna say this CVD pattern. We're not gonna talk much about it, but that's some alpha that can be shared later. But yeah, this is just, you know, why I use footprints. You don't need to be a genius. Don't let people that use footprints tell you need to be a genius. You can learn this shit in like 1 week. It's not hard. And then we have this trend line. I was watching this trend line here close, like, so like when price came here, I was looking at this chart, but I wasn't longing off this trend line. But even closing above this trend line, that's bullish bias, you know? Like, coming back to this trend line here, I would long here, you know, because it's a channel. I would long over here. So everything in trading is confluence. And I think streaming for 1:35 minutes. I appreciate everyone that has joined the stream. That's EXO charts, by the way. So EXO charts, I mean, it's paid for, but in my opinion, if you're gonna take trading serious, then I would say pay for this. Even if you're not a profitable trader, pay for this. And I don't get paid to shill this, by the way. I'm not sponsored by EXO. This is just advice to anybody that's trading serious, you know? Somebody said soundtrack, I got you right now, bro. I got you with the tunes, bro. That's the playlist I'm listening to. But yeah, just get EXO. Pay the monthly, whatever it is. Like, just pay it. It's worth it. Even if you're not profitable, learn footprints. So learn footprints first and then get EXO. There's so much free content on footprints, you know? And yeah, join the Discord. John put it right in the chat. You can join the Discord. Check my YouTube out, subscribe. So before you guys leave, I need y'all to do me one favor. See, we at 73 likes over here. I need y'all to get it to, there's 200 people. I need y'all to get it to like 90 likes. So that's like 17 likes. That's not much. That's just 17 of y'all. I'd appreciate that. It helps with the algos. But this stream would also be on my YouTube channel. So, you know, subscribe while you at it. Because this stream I did share alpha. this is gonna be a stream that has alpha in it. Trust me. There was alpha shared about execution, because you can learn a lot. Because all trading is execution. You have to execute. You can't be scared of the news. Like, we had that FUD, China selling, Bitcoin going to zero. I don't care. My chart tells me to long, I'm gonna long it. That's all it is. Just trust your chart, trust your setup. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hit the like on that video, I appreciate that. And then I'll have this this video coming out in a couple of hours. I'll upload it so you can watch. Yeah, bro. I mean, yeah, like that's fine. If you watch the stream live, like, I wouldn't watch the replay unless I missed something, to be honest. Like, but if you want to catch some alpha that you missed, because I did share some alpha, then you could rewind it in the stream, fast forward to the part, you know. I appreciate your live. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate you for joining, bro. Shout out to you, sticking through the whole stream. So yeah, the Discord, you could join the Discord, you know, support the stream. If you need an equities chain, I mean, if you need a futures platform, trade on my reflink. I gotta shield my reflink. I need them traders to keep the stream alive. So the more, like, if a lot of people are trading on my reflink, I could probably stream consistently more. And yeah, I did also mention something else. So if you're an illustrator, feel free to DM me, because I might have a job for you. So if you could draw and whatnot. And if you're probably a good illustrator, you're probably not in here because you probably can't trade, bro. Nah, I'm joking. I don't see a like button. But yeah, bro, hopefully you come to the next stream. But alright, that's it for me. I'll see you guys on the next stream or the next bottom long I catch. But we're gonna make it, alright? Peace out, bro.